YouTube, how we doing, family? It's your boy, Yo, and this is another episode of Yo Hoops. I go through every NBA game every day. Today's Wednesday, December 17th. We have a 2-game NBA card. I'm going to walk you through my thoughts and let you know which sides I like. No highlighted play today. I'll let you know which game would have been my best bet, but from here on out, I'm being extremely selective with my highlighted plays. Unless I see definitive value or a clear edge, I'm not going to force plays just to build my record. I'll always let you guys know my thoughts and, of course, break down every game per usual, but I'm tightening up on the highlighted. I appreciate the support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. No recap since I didn't have a highlighted play yesterday, but shout out to the Knicks for winning the Cup. I will say I was a little surprised to see how the game played out in the second half. Mitch Johnson had De'Aaron Fox and Wemby basically riding the bench. They went from up 5 at the end of the third to losing the game by 11. Definitely disappointing as someone who was on the Spurs, but I knew the odds were a little too tight. That's why I wasn't heavy on it. In our first matchup tonight, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers in Chicago taking on the Chicago Bulls. Cavs are minus 210 on the money line, and the total is 242. Both of these teams have really been a disappointment all season. The Bulls are a measly 11-14 against the spread, but the Cavs are literally the worst team in the league, 8-19 against the spread. Let's not get it twisted. Cleveland still has 5 more wins on the season, so they are theoretically still playing the better basketball, but in terms of covering spreads, they've been miserable. Evan Mobley is still ruled out for the Cavs, and I don't like the current form of Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland. This total is set pretty high at 242, so I think we can expect somewhat of a bounce back outing on both sides, but end of the day, I think we see more of what's been happening really all season. The Bulls get out to an early lead, then the Cavs storm back in the second half to win it by something like 3 or 4 points. I wanted to grab the 5.5 with Chicago as my highlighted play, but as much as I want to fade Cleveland, they are the better team and it can easily turn into a blowout. I'm still betting on the Bulls, but I'm going to keep it relatively light. Give me Chicago plus a 5.5 as my first selection of the evening. In our next matchup, we have the Memphis Grizzlies in Minnesota taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Wolves are minus 285 on the money line, and the total is 230.5. The big question surrounding this one is, will Anthony Edwards play? He's been out for their last few games with some sort of foot injury, but he's listed as questionable tonight, so he may go. If Ant-Man plays, I definitely want to be on the 7.5, but either way, I definitely think the Wolves win this game. Obviously, Memphis has been playing through injury all season, but what stands out to me tonight is the absence of Cam Spencer. He's been ruled out for personal reasons, and he's a big part of why the Grizzlies have been hooping. I know you guys have heard the chatter. Kids averaging 20-6 over their last 5 games. Taking that kind of production out of the lineup is certainly going to have an impact. John Morant is also listed as questionable. It looks like he's not going to play with an ankle injury, so it more or less comes down to the Grizzlies' second string against the Wolves starters. Like I said, I'd be more confident knowing that Anthony Edwards is going to play, but I think there's enough value to jump the news and lay the points now. I'm taking the Wolves in the 7.5 as my last and final selection. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. 11, 9, and 1 highlighted in December. Like I said, no highlighted play today. From here on out, I'm keeping them exclusive. I'll still have one basically every day, but we're going to have less volume and a higher hit rate. I appreciate the support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Yo. And until the next one, I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.